How's it going, everybody? Happy New Year. This is Demo from NextEv, and we are looking at Evil Genius 2 World Domination. Evil Genius 2 is a simulation game where, as the title implies, you play as an evil genius. Nothing more and nothing less. And that's why NextEv gives this game a kidding. But how does one describe being an evil genius without that being the sum up? That's why in the 3.5 hours of footage I have for this review, we will be breaking down my evilness before we give it a rating. I feel like this is the best way to describe how this game is played and how one would play it. So without further ado, this is NextEv's
How to be an evil genius.
In 3 hours.
You've run out of power. Build more generators.
I've put already 16 plus hours into this game, so the 3.5 hours of footage you are going to see is just from me starting a new game and where I got. Alright, so we picked Red Ivan. We're picking our map now. Do a map I haven't done before, so we're going to do this one, and we're going to put it on medium. Honestly, the story of this game, I don't find it all that fantastic, so I'm just going to skip it because I don't much care for it at all. Alright, we got our beautiful evil genius here. We got our long stretches of hallways, our potential casino, and we are ready to start building and make an evil lair. Honestly, this game has a pretty chunky learning curve, so I recommend spending the hour or so that it gives you on the tutorial, because if you don't do it, you are going to be very lost on how to play this game. Like, the tutorial is a must, required, if I would say so. Alright, so we're gonna start this off by building a power room, because you literally can't do anything in this game without power. And right after that, we need to hire some minions, and to do that, we need a barracks with beds and lockers. At the start of the game, we can only hold $40,000, so we need to build a vault to hold all the money we get from our evil ways. Once you confirm your starter rooms, all your minions will start pouring in that you have to construct them. And I gotta say, when you're done doing a big construction piece on your base, it is very satisfying to see all of your minions come in and just wreck walls and put things up and take stuff away. There's something just satisfying about it, and I love that in games like this. So I didn't feel like I had enough bank space, so I built a little bit more, and I put some pallets in there where we can stick gold. The more type of items you have in your treasury or bank or whatever it's called, the more maximum amount of money you can hold. Next, I went to the world map, then realized I couldn't do anything until I built a control room, so I ended up doing that. The more computers you have in your control room, the more minions you can send out to do things such as schemes. Once I finally had a control room running, I sent a minion out to go take over an area with an evil base. This is different from an evil lair, as you don't actually get to decorate these things and see them in person. They just sit on the world map, and you can use these as hub areas for your schemes on the location you took over.
Salaries paid.
Once an area is taken over, you can send your minions to go do schemes. Schemes are what earn you money. Once selected, your group of minions will be sent out into the world and never to return. There are other ways of earning money, but we'll get to that later. After I sent my minions out and the scheme started, I sat back and watched my bank fill up. You can tell that it's full, indicated by this number here below. This percentage is the maximum amount of money you can hold. My minions started complaining about food, and apparently their happiness matters, so I built a cafeteria. I sent more minions out to conquer, started more schemes, expanded my communications room, and... oh dear God, I forgot to build a prison. These are investigators. Investigators are made to infiltrate your base, take pictures, and leave so they can let the rest of the world know what you're up to. And we gotta make sure that doesn't happen by either prison or murder. After more conquering, I had to get rid of the bodies, so I built an incinerator.
Their families never heard from them again.
After that, we expanded the communications room and built an entirely new room for power. And while I was at it, I might as well have redecorated the communications room a bit before I hit confirm. My god, just look at how satisfying this is to watch. I said look at it! Especially when they knock down walls. Like, I just can't help but to sit here and be like, oh my god, they're like worker ants. With the power room finally built and us having power restored, we went out to conquer. Now, I don't mean let's go out and take one piece of land. I have a whole new big control room. So let's just take it all over. So while all my minions are heading out, I decided to sit here and upgrade my barracks. I also made a very small staff room, so whatever staff I have remaining will get burnt out working. Expanded my treasury once again, then relaxed, sat back, and watched everything get done as I normally do.
You're running low on power.
More power. I felt like I was starting to run low on funds, so I started a whole bunch of schemes. Getting greedy and knowing I would need the money down the line, I expanded my treasury massively, then watched it get built and filled up. While being ashamed of myself seeing the detectives knowing I haven't built a prison yet, I decided to kill them, still not build that prison, and expand my base massively. Now with the bigger control room, I can finally take over the rest of the world and put bases on them to do bigger schemes. And so far, we're only at the first 40 minutes of gameplay. Now finally on to something new. This included an archive where I could put re-educator machines, so if my people get stupid, they could learn again. An infirmary, so if they get injured, they can heal themselves. And yes, finally the prison/torture room. With my new rooms gloriously built, it's time to put them to use. I think it's finally time we talk about side missions. Side missions are how you progress the main story missions by acquiring new items. Accepting and beating side missions will get you new minion types. These new minion types will come with new items. The first new minion type we're getting is Undercover Operation. This will allow us to start our casino. During this mission, we'll have to capture a specialist, this time around it being a valet. Once we kidnap the valet and bring him back to base, he'll be held in the prison. You take him out, torture him, learn his secrets, then you build a training room, train your own valets, and start running your casino. First things first, I gotta clear it out, so let's sell everything. Agents have invaded. Good thing I have a prison now. Time for torture to find out what they know. Now that that's over, I can start building my casino, and tourists will arrive to spend their hard-earned money on gambling, which is totally not rigged. After another side mission where we kidnap a scientist, we're able to make our own doing that. This will give us access to labs in which we can study new technology to build. More power, more employees. It seems we've kidnapped a brute. Once we torture him, we can figure out how to make guards. You know the drill. Interrogate, training room, make more. After hiring them, we started to build a lab. Our guards were trained, mission complete. Now with the lab built, we can start accessing tech trees. These tech trees take money and time to build whatever you're researching. The first one I picked was the computer console, in which afterwards I decided to expand my lab a little bit. And last but not least, out of the first 4 minion types you get, we are going to kidnap the technician so he can repair everything that breaks. Kidnap, torture, teach, recruit. 4th side mission done. Now on to the third way to make money, optional objectives. Every optional objective you complete, you can go in and collect all the money on the menu. My bank was full at the time, so I didn't end up doing that at this moment, but there's that. Time to expand. And then I realized that my barracks were still very small, so I cleared out most of the casino to make more barracks, and a few more rooms to go along with it, such as an extended lab, a security room, and an evil base sanctum. Continue expanding. After expanding, I hired a right-hand henchman, or in this case, henchwoman bot. And then the government sent the military to burn everything I worked for down. Then I had to rebuild the entire lab using all of my funds. And seeing labs are expensive, there goes my treasury. And that means we have to send an entire crap ton of minions out to go make our money back. Mother of God, look at them all go. This clip right here is 5 minutes of waiting for my bank to fill back up. Expand power, learn a new item for my bank so I can hold more money and take up less room, then edit the bank. Beautiful. And they burnt down my entire lab again. I think you kinda get the gist by now. Build, scheme, build more, capture, kill, capture, build, repeat. Everything was going pretty smooth, and then my leader died because I didn't know he was low in health. So after loading my autosave and trying to get him out on time, he died a few more times, but eventually I got it. I moved and expanded my training room, then built a second floor, expanded that a whole bunch, watched everything I built get burnt down again, so had to rebuild it for a third time, sent hundreds of minions out again to go recollect money, and that's where I kinda left off out of my 3.5 hours of starting a new game. Evil Genius 2 World Domination has an extremely satisfying to watch gameplay loop. Sculpting and crafting your perfect base will take hours of your time, and it is very, very enjoyable. And out of these hours played, I honestly have hardly scratched the surface of what this game has to offer. It has a ton of replayability. Like I've said before at the beginning of the video, I put 16 plus hours into this game. The graphics, they're alright. They'll stand the test of time with their art style. The story, I could take it or leave it. I don't think it's that great. The gameplay is outstanding. So overall, Nexev gives Evil Genius 2 World Domination a 7.5 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching this week's review of Evil Genius 2. I've been sick this past couple of days, so my voice is kind of right now. Yeah, but I had a great time with this game. Spent a ton of hours in it. It's really fun. It's on Game Pass on PC and Xbox right now as of this recording and everything like that. And don't forget to check us out at thenexev.com. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.